two really, really, really superstar. Like I'm gonna say they're superstar tight ends. They're tight ends that are going to be great in this league for years to come. It's McBride, it's Bowers, it's Warren. Order them however you want.
This
Oh,
is the new Travis Kelce, Mark Andrews, TJ Hawkinson. Like it's gonna be
who's Hawkinson? Because McBride is the Kelsey of the group.
Okay.
Seriously, like so is Warren the Hawkinson? He's kind of like
So
inconsistent.
I think he'd be
Exactly.
more of like the Mark
I think
Andrews,
this is
who
more
was
like the
very
Jimmy
good for very
Graham,
long. Oh, you think
Jimmy
it's more
Graham,
older and
Gronk,
later?
and who was
Oh,
the other? Antonio Gates. Like those were all super studs, all the same era. Either way, it's a long
Antonio
time ago. Brock,
Gonzalez. Yeah.
he's older. Brock Bowers. He's going against the Chargers this week. He's tight end 9. He's averaging 14.5 fantasy points per game. Keep that in mind. Tyler Warren is tight end 4, above Mr. Brock Bowers, but he's only averaging 13.3 fantasy points per game. So it's kind of like Brock Bowers has missed 3 games, and that's why he's down so low. And he's actually been really, really awesome. The problem is both of these tight ends are going against really good defenses against the tight end. Both allow only under 8 points a game to the tight end. Both. Chargers allow 7.8. Houston allows 7.5. Again, very stingy to the tight end. Brock Bowers is probably obviously the most consistently targeted tight end. What he does with those targets, it's up to Geno Smith in that offense. They're not always super awesome, but he can give you a 12 catch game for 150, or he can give you some, 8 catch game for 80. Depends on the volume. He's a very volume dependent tight end because he needs to be. That offense ain't scoring a lot of touchdowns. They're not driving the ball down the field a ton. So he needs to catch the balls between the 20s to be a consistent tight end for you. And he's done that. They don't have anybody else. He's a very high end tight end. I can't imagine you bench Brock Bowers. That's where I'm getting at right now. Then you have Tyler Warren, who is sharing the football with the Jonathan Taylors of the world, and Michael Pittman has become good this season. And then you have Alex Pierce, and then you have Josh Downs, and then you have this other giant tight end that caught a touchdown last week. There's many options for Daniel Jones to get to. I know that annoyed everybody, but whatever.
No, I just hate that tight end. It's fine.
Well, still annoyed everybody. But Tyler Warren has exceeded everyone's expectations. I believe even Justin's expectations, and he was the one who had him this high at the tight end position this year. So he's the one who called this. But I think you can admit maybe he's exceeded everyone's expectations. So it's hard to bench him as well. So when you go through like, oh, Warren's been this and Bowers has been this, okay, who means more to their team success? I'm leaning towards Brock Bowers. I think it's going to be hard for me, like I said, hard for me to bench super stud, super healthy Brock Bowers in a divisional game where he is the offense. When you got Tyler Warren over there against Houston, who's a tougher defense, tougher matchup, Daniel Jones could possibly go back to his old form, his older self. I'm not saying he will, but he could. There's potential. We've seen signs of this already. I'm leaning towards Brock Bowers because even with poor quarterback play, he thrives. With Tyler Warren, we've seen Daniel Jones go sideways once and maybe 1.5 games this season. It gets bad. And then Tyler Warren gets bad. And then offense gets bad. So I can easily see this being a Jonathan Taylor game. They want to run the clock out, run the ball out, get a lead, protect Daniel Jones. Don't make him do too much. And therefore, Tyler Warren won't get the quality targets such as a Brock Bowers. Going Brock Bowers.
I picked these two tight ends because they're A, superstars, and B, they are playing very tough defenses that don't allow a lot of points. 7.8 for the Chargers, 7.5 for the Texans, which ranks 27th and 29th in points allowed, meaning what, 4th and 6th best, or at least amount of points allowed for the tight end positions. Going back a couple of weeks, obviously Brock Bowers had that 43-point game against Jacksonville, which was unbelievable. 3 touchdowns in that game after missing 3 weeks before that. And even before that, he was honestly average, like very average, 9.8 points for 3 solid weeks. Since that 43-point game, he's had a 14.2 against Dallas, but who doesn't have a 14-point game against Dallas? He had a 3.7 against Denver, 11.5 against Cleveland. The thing is, he's going up against a divisional opponent. Both of them are going up against divisional opponents, and it's always going to be tough. Brock Bowers is going to LA, which is the Rams. Like, I mean, truthfully, is it an away game when you go to LA? You go to play the Chargers in LA. Tyler Warren is back at home against the Colts after a tough loss against the Kansas City Chiefs, which he got 7 targets in. Like you mentioned, Bowers is very honestly target dependent, and you're looking at Geno Smith or Daniel Jones this year. Yeah, I know Bowers is literally the only target in Las Vegas, but that doesn't mean anything if Geno Smith can't get you the ball. At least Daniel Jones could get Tyler Warren the ball. They create opportunities for him. He has exceeded, I think, everybody's expectations. He's actually underperforming for my expectations on what I thought he was going to be. I did say he was going to be tied top 3. He's currently top 4, which whatever. The last couple of weeks, last 2 weeks, last 3 weeks, Tyler Warren has been tight end 6. Brock Bowers is tight end 14. So since that 43-point week, Bowers has fallen down to tight end 14, which is not a starter. They both are kind of meh in the red zone, truthfully. Warren is at 17. Bowers is actually at 27 in the red zone over the last couple of weeks. So, I mean, this is very tight. Honestly, truthfully, I'm one of those guys that if I have 2 super studs tight ends, I'm putting one in my flex and putting the other in at the tight end position, and it doesn't really matter. But if I'm choosing one because my flex is absolutely annihilating everybody else and I can't afford it, I'm going to start Tyler Warren over the Houston Texans because this is a must win. The Colts have to win this game to stay in the lead for the division. The Raiders are done. They're not going to win the division. 3rd and 4th in their own division. They're not going to make the playoffs. The Colts have to keep that lead up. They can't let the Texans come back up. They can't let the Jaguars get ground in the AFC South. If they want to be the divisional winner, they have to win, and that's going to involve using Tyler Warren in a lot of plays to create separation and just kind of bulldoze people over. So yeah, I'm going to bench Brock Bowers and start the rookie.